in general, just not really for him. And, and so he has nothing bad to say about her. It's just like their relationship. He wants to go in a different direction than where he would go if he stayed with her. So, and he was honest about that. So he'll never say a bad thing about her. Like it's just like, I think it's going to come with time where he's able to give kind of his side and where he came through.
I mean, some relationships are just not meant to be. So,
or they're meant to be for a certain amount of time. That's it, and then you're meant to be with other people for however amount of time.
No one deserves to get burned for it. So
no.
How I'm Lover 77 wants to know how have you learned? What have you learned about yourself in dealing with all of this public scrutiny? #Pollygate.
What it is that you're not, like I said, you're never going to please everybody. Nobody's ever going to know the full story. People are going to make assumptions and thoughts about you based on a 2-second clip or whatever they want to see. Nobody knows the whole story unless they live it. And I don't need to convince everybody or tell everybody my side of the story. Only a handful of people are going to listen to this podcast and hear my side. People can think whatever they want to think. The only thing that matters to me at the end of the day is those who love me and how I feel. When I make a mistake, I say I made a mistake and I'll learn from it. When I'm right now, I don't regret anything that's happened. I don't. I wish I would have handled myself better, but would I have not hooked up with Polly at all? No, because I'm really connected with, we connected with each other, and that's that. I don't regret that. I wish I would have handled it softer for her.
Right. Just to clarify, it's a pretty large handful of people going to be listening to this. I'm just kidding.
Big handful.
Last question on this that I'm kind of just fascinated by, which is, first and foremost, on behalf of the Grunt Guy, I want to thank you guys for choosing to sort of have this go public at the Challenge Throwdown event in New York, because that got that listed in every single, or named at least in every sort of press little snippet that came out that week. But I will say, shortly after, you guys did do a formal announcement on MTV, and then the thing that really stood out to me was the plug for the Reckoning trailer, where I think it was Paulie talking to the camera, and then you pop up, and then Marie pops up days after this news broke, which to me was MTV, Buena Murray, whoever you want to slice it, using this as a way to build up kind of interest in the next season. So how quick did that flip happen to you, where you go from this being something that you guys are keeping close to the vest as not to ruin the season, and finding out, I think probably officially, that, oh no, let's run with this? Because to me, I noticed that.
I mean, as soon as the cast was released, we realized that we could tell our side of the story. We had to stay quiet because nobody even knew. No, it wouldn't explain, how I met him, or we couldn't explain anything because nobody knew that he was even on the cast. So it was as soon as the cast was released, we were able to kind of give a little bit of our side. So we did.
And when they're telling you, hey, we want to do this video to promote the trailer where Paulie's going to be talking to the camera and you're going to pop up from the ground floor, how did that make you feel? Did you think that was exploiting it at all?
No, we were just, honestly, me and Marie were just being creepers, and we went to MTV to we wanted to see, we wanted to, they were, I forget why they brought us there, to see our cast photos or whatever. We were already in New York together, so we're let's just go pop in, let's go say hi. So we went in and said hi, and then they're oh, let's do a video. And then meanwhile, one of the MTV.com writers was hey, what's going on with you and Polly? I've been seeing about it. And I was like, well, he's in New York too. I'm let's get him in here, because I don't know what I can and can't say, because it's his relationship. And so that's kind of how he came in. And then we're let's just do it. I don't know. I don't care. I had fun with the whole video thing. It worked. It's really good. You guys watch the season of The Final Reckoning, because this, honestly, the only thing I can tell you is this is the most, I'm not being paid to say this or plugged to say this is the most insane season, drama-wise, and everything else wise. The way everything kind of pans out, and the way that things happen, and storylines, and who's connected with who, and what's going on, and who's backstabbing who's banging each other, who's stabbing each other in the butt back. There's a lot going on. So this is the most lit season of the challenge, drama-wise, ever.
Tune in to see who is stabbing each other in the back or butt, as Cara says.
Yes.
So I think for the third and the final part of this podcast here, there's a bunch of questions that kind of go all over the place. Some of them kind of touch on the final reckoning, which I know you can only say so much about, but I think the way that you're kind of teasing it will appease some of these questions. So if you don't mind, we'll kind of work our way into this. The first question comes from Marie Rhoda. What is my birthday?
August. It is August 11th, 1980. Doesn't matter. 1988.
Yeah, I don't know if she wanted you to say the year, but it's funny that you do in fact know her birthday, which tells somebody or the fans at home a little bit about how this season plays out, because you would think
she also has a dog. It's a King Charles. She hates me because I'm entitled. I hate her because she's a fucking lunatic. She's a Leo. I'm a Taurus. She has 2 sisters, and her mom's name is Kathy, and her dad's name is Joe, and and her favorite color is blue.
Wow, I love it. Wow. Now tell me one thing about Kayla. Exactly.
What do you want to know about her?
No, so
she's an only child. She's an only child. I think that's literally the only thing we have in common. That's all I'll say.
So Casey has a question. Were you surprised to see that Marie was your partner for the final reckoning and not, say, a Kayla?
Dude, I had so many people that could have been my partners. I could have had Tony. I could have had Johnny, because me and him hate each other for 10 out of 12 seasons that we did together. Could have had literally just about Kayla. Cam threw 2 grenades at me. We should have been partners. Could have had, the list goes on of all the people that I could have, should have, would have had. But no, Marie, if there's one thing I got to give that girl, she is persistent, because basically everything that we had against each other was one-sided. She was the one that was, talking nonstop about me on Twitter, in her confessionals. It was just nonstop. And I basically had her on mute. So I ignored everything that she ever had to say about me. And I'm like, if I don't acknowledge her, I'm like, they can't pair us together. And they did. So, that is my greatest challenge in challenge history. It's coming off of winning Vendettas, wanting to finish off this trilogy right, because I came in second place in Dirty 30, first place on Vendettas. This is the third part of the trilogy. I'm like, so I wanted to do at least make it to a final.
She's like, how do I get third place?
I got Marie.
With Marie. How do I get third place with Marie?
How do I even get to a final with Marie?
So Cara Maria Defender actually touches on that, and they say, because I still don't know if it's a guy or a girl, they say, do you think people looked at you as a threat on Final Reckoning coming off of a strong win on Vendettas, or do you think people saw Marie and didn't focus on you guys or fear you guys as much as if you had to say, we're just talking about Kayla or Cam. I think we can all agree if you guys were partners, it would be, oh my God, let's get these 2 out of here now. But with Marie, did you feel like people kind of maybe, didn't value you guys as a squad as much?
I think so. I think if I came onto the season of Final Reckoning by myself, it would be a way bigger target. I think coming in with Marie has some benefits in the fact that she's aligned with the complete opposite group of people that I consider myself aligned with. Granted, she might not be anybody's number 1.
Which could work.
She might not be anybody's number 2, 3, or 4, actually. But, she's still kind of associated with a group of people that I am not, so here comes, us making political decisions is going to be fun to watch, put it that way. And then in terms of just being good at challenges, we're a girl team. There's guy teams. Part of my thought process going into it is we're not going to be teammates the entire time. Maybe they're going to do what they did on Bloodlines, do a little splitsy. You know what I mean? And have a guy day, have a girl day, force that, So we'll leave all those thoughts out there, because those are the thoughts in my head of what could possibly happen on the season. I'm like, this is going to be Bloodlines, basically. Mm-hmm. So we'll see.
This is something I know you wanted to talk about, and this question cues it up. Tiffany says, okay, this is not my personal opinion, but some challengers seem to feel you condone your fans attacking and harassing them. I think she means online. What would you say to that?
Why? Then they have no fucking clue. They've never listened to anything I've ever said then. Because anytime where are you seeing that I would condone that? If it's not something I would say myself, Why do I want the people that follow me going around saying those things? It makes me look bad. I have constantly had little side meetings with these guys and been like, look, I don't follow everything that they comment on everything. I don't follow all that. I don't even look at another challenger's story. I look at my own stories on Instagram on repeat. I look at my own Twitter on repeat. I don't follow any of the other challengers and look at their shit. I just don't. I only look at myself. So what they're doing, I'm not keeping track of everything that they're writing everywhere. You know what I mean? And I do know that they are saying some mean shit. I don't condone that one iota. And I've told them multiple times, anytime you guys talk bad about, say, a Kayla or a Marie, I'm like, number one, you're giving them attention, which I ignore, which is the best way to go, because the more attention you give them, good or bad, you're giving them attention, which is not helping me because I want the attention, you know? And it's bad attention, and if they say bad things about people, it makes me look bad. I like when they're funny. I like when they bring receipts and tell stories and bring out facts. I don't like when they start attacking any of my castmates in a bad way, as I've seen. And I tell them that. But I'm not there. I'm not their mothers. I can't take away their computers. I can't take away their phones and be like, you can't tweet today. I can't do that. I'm not responsible for everybody that tweets whatever they want to tweet. No, I don't condone it. It makes me look bad. And it's not something that I would say myself about any of these people. I ignore the Kaylas. I ignore, unless I have something funny to say, which I'll respond to. But mostly I just ignore everybody who's chirping and saying mean shit. You know what I mean? I just ignore that. And that's kind of, I wish that they would do more of that, ignoring them and paying attention to the good shit, bring out funny shit, bring out receipts. But they don't, and they're their own humans. I am not their mother, and I can't control everything that they do. I do tell them that I don't support that, though. It doesn't make me look good.
Yeah.
So I'll hit the nail in the coffin right there.
Yeah, that's a misconception that you endorse or encourage in any way, that stuff. And I'll say on our end, I've noticed a bit of an improvement and, you know, maturity-wise with some of the listeners and the fans and the people who have, say, a cast member's name in their Twitter handle and then, you know, fan or supporter or defender or, you know, hashtag don't say shit about Cara.com or whatever they are. I've noticed an improvement. This stuff seems to be a little less vindictive and a little less attacking on both ends. You know, we just had Kayla on last week. I noticed that the stuff that came in that regarded you was more of like a legitimate question perspective rather than, hey, I'm going to say this or slander this or these people. Right. So I do notice an improvement, but there still is more room for improvement there. And I just use that question as a way to tee that up because I know you were looking forward to kind of addressing that because that's a misconception that you or Kayla or any of you guys fuel the fire here. I don't think any of you guys do. You can tell me if you disagree.
I would never. I don't want, the only thing I like that they do is like when they bring out like receipts.
Yeah.
I think, you know what I mean? Like, I think that's funny. I'm like, damn, I'm like, they do their research. But no, I don't like when they attack cast members because I'm not doing that, you know? Yeah.
I want to counter program that kind of, you know, question and topic about how social media can kind of be used for bad and segue into how I think it was used for good recently, you know, on, I think it was Friday or Thursday. A Challenge Mania listener, Challenge Maniac, Mary on Twitter was mentioning about how she wanted to come to the Orlando event, but was feeling timid about it and said she was socially awkward. And obviously you were so nice to write to her and say, hey, I'm awkward too. Come say hi to me. Let's celebrate your birthday in Orlando on June 30th. And you were super nice about it. And it was just like an amazing moment on Twitter that I think really shined a light on what's awesome about these events and about you guys and the connection you can have by kind of, you know, putting yourself out there and say, I have something in common. So we had a Cara Maria fan wrote in and said, Cara, how are you awkward? So if you could elaborate on that, because we all saw you guys connect on this, you know, in this way, using awkward as a way to describe yourselves. I think people see you as this great, confident, you know, beacon of success on TV and whatnot. So
it's smoke and mirrors. It's an act.
So you elaborate on that.
You gotta fake it until you make it.
Yeah, I loved how you said that.
Yeah, first of all, that was beautiful. Like I wish I had it up right now so I could see who did what. I know one of the listeners offered their tickets because they couldn't make it to her and was like, and another listener was like, I'll go with you because I wasn't going to go and I had nobody to go with and I'm awkward and we could be awkward together. And I was like, I love this because so many of our castmates say so many negative things to each other and it's just they troll for like mean. They just mean. They're mean and it's not even funny, you know? And to see it kind of turn around and to see people each other, like when you're being mean on social media, you're looking to get some sort of a hit, some sort of a reaction back. You're looking for an attention and you get that. But that attention pales in comparison to the attention and the goodness that you feel when you do something good for someone. And seeing that whole exchange was just, I can't wait to meet them. I would love it if Mary would, come over and be a part of the podcast, and we could talk to her, because like that's the type of
We'll bring her up.
I mean, she's turning 40 that weekend. We're definitely going to sing her happy birthday.
Mary
but hopefully,
the challenge freak.